What's good, y'all? Welcome to Ready to Take, man. And I got to talk about the newest pickup, the new addition to the Las Vegas Raiders. That's Tyree Wilson. I'm excited about it. We've been wanting defense. It's been a long time since we've had somebody that's we supposed to pick up. We got in the first round. It's not like a Cleveland Farrell situation. I don't agree with that. But I think this dude is actually going to be able to go out there and produce for us just start of the season. We don't have to wait for him to develop. It's not a project. Although I do think he's a raw talent, I think he just comes with that size, the length, and dude is just a beast. He just looks like a football player. When he's out there, he just looks like a big dude. He's compared to everybody else. So I think he's going to be able to be a versatile kind of player. I think this is the main reason we went out and got him. You talk about Dave Ziegler is continuously talking about how it adds to a player if he could play multiple positions. Well, if you watch Tyree Wilson, you'll see that he's all up and down the line. He'll play inside sometimes. Sometimes he'll play outside. I've seen him drop back into coverage. And we've seen Max Crosby and Chandler Jones drop back into coverage, so it's not like it's going to be something new to him. I think that's why the main reason we actually went out and got him. Not only that, he's just good. He's able to get to the quarterback. And like I said, he has a lot of size to add to that. Now, how would you guys grade this? Let me know in the comments how you guys would grade this pickup. I mean, it was the number 7 pick. We chose him over Jalen Carter. You guys know I wanted to pick up Jalen Carter. But at the same time, I'm not mad at it because there are those red flags. But you see a team like the Eagles, they go out there and take that risk, which, of course, they're a winning football team. He has some teammates on there, so maybe they'll help influence them to stay, the straight and narrow. But as far as Vegas, maybe we just don't think we would have been able to contain that. So we pick up Tyree Wilson. Witherspoon went before, and I'm just thinking of some guys that we could have picked up or that was just right before us that we missed out on. But I think Jalen Carter is probably the most notable one. So I think this is going to be something that people always compare it to moving forward. And I hope it doesn't, put any pressure. But at the end of the day, I think we picked up a good player. If I had to rate this myself, I would give it like a B plus, an 8 out of 10, just because I think Jalen Carter is just a better player overall. And if we missed out on that, then that's just where I put it. I don't give it the A. Now, maybe it could change to an A if he ends up producing and being the best, basically defensive player in this outside of Will Anderson and probably Devin Witherspoon. And we'll see what happens. Guys like Christian Gonzalez fell. But overall with the first round, I wanted to talk about this because overall in the first round, I think we could have done more. Ultimately, I just think we could have done way more. I think we could have moved up in the first round because if you look at the tail end of that picks of the draft and how the picks fell, I believe out of the last 7 picks, 5 of them were defensive linemen. And I feel with the amount of picks that we have, right, we could trade some of those. We could spare some picks to move up to have quality picks. Right, all of the picks aren't quality picks. I mean, you could make the argument, well, if you pick a good player and he just turns into a starter, that's a good pick. Well, yeah, but what are the chances of that? We seen last year we picked up 2 defensive tackles, 2 running backs with our later picks. They barely produced. They didn't even produce for us. They didn't really do anything. The only player that did anything was Dylan Parham in the third. So maybe some of those tail end picks we should have traded to move back up in the first round and pick some of those defensive players up, defensive linemen up. We talk about the D tackles, Brian Bresee. Who else went? Nolan Smith, the outside linebacker. He ended up moving. The D tackle, is it Smith out of Michigan? I mean, there was a few guys out there that I feel like we definitely should have tried to move up and pick them up. And we kind of missed out on that. We'll see what happens on day 2, though. See what happens on day 2, because this is what I'm excited for day 2. Joey Porter Jr. is still on the board. And I think this would be a great addition. I think this would make up for day 1 because there's still some guys on the board that we can go get. I mean, I still think we need to go after defense. I don't want to go after offense. I want to stay focused on defense again because I still think there's some great available players that we could pick up, and we have to go after them. The offense could definitely wait. We're gonna have to spare, a few picks in the first couple rounds to pick up some great defensive players that we think can start day 1, I think Joey Porter Jr. would be able to do that. Maybe a safety in Brian Branch. I would love to bring him in. We need to bring in some good defensive players, and I think day 2 we could really make up for day 1 because I think day 1 we could have came out with more. If you tell me we just got Tyree Wilson and we have all these picks, I'm kind of upset with that. I'll be honest. But I like the pick of Tyree Wilson. So don't get me wrong. I just think we could have came away with a lot more. We'll see what happens day two. I think day two is important because I think these are some of the most important rounds. Day three, you can find some gems, but at the same time, it's like it's real rare. You know, it's not going to happen all the time. But day two, day three, I think you get quality starters out of those. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all let me know what you think the Raiders are going to do day two, and also what you think of the Tyree Wilson pick. I appreciate y'all being here. The content is going to be ramping out, so I hope y'all continue to support, man. I know it's been a while, but don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe if y'all new here, and I appreciate it. Check out Redemption Brand as well. Until next time, y'all, ready to tape.